Yo, what's up, friends? This is Dave from Digital Marketing Mentorship with Dave Gambrell and Unleash the Awesome podcast. Listen, I know two of the main reasons why you get stuck doing whatever it is you're doing. You have an idea, or you want to build a side hustle, or you want to build a business, and there are two main places where you get stuck. And I actually did two podcast episodes over on Unleash the Awesome all about it. I'll make sure I reference them here in our conversation, and I'll put them in the show notes or the links. Wherever you're watching this, the links will be available to you. Okay, but the first reason why you get stuck is you're getting ready to get ready, or you get stuck in analysis paralysis. Like, you just never get started. And part of the reason why you get stuck there is something called the Competence Loop. And I talked about that in episode 6 of Unleash the Awesome. Okay, it's called Conquering the Competence Loop. So if you want a deeper dive on this, you might want to go check that out. By the way, you should probably also subscribe, rate, and review while you're there. I'd appreciate it. So what is a competence loop? Well, basically what it is it's like you're on the outside of somebody twirling some double Dutch jump ropes, right? They're twirling the jump ropes and you're on the outside rocking back and forth. They're singing the song and you're trying to jump in, but you won't jump into this loop because one of two things. One, you don't have the confidence that you can do it. You don't believe in yourself, or you don't think you have the competence, meaning you don't think you know what you're doing. You don't think you have the ability to actually do it. And this is where the idea of fake it till you make it came from. Because at some level, you have to decide either, yes, I can do this, or yes, I know what I'm doing, and then you jump in. And what will usually happen is just like when you watch people try double Dutch jump rope for the first time, you'll rock back and forth, they'll sing the song, you'll jump in, you'll jump for a little bit, and then you'll get tangled up and you'll have to start again, right? So something will happen to you. You'll get hit a speed bump on the road to progress in there. And you're like, oh, I'm not so sure I could do this. So then your confidence is shaken again. And because you didn't do it well the first time, your competence, you don't believe in your competence, right? So that's the competence loop. Again, if you want a deeper dive on that, right, go listen to Unleash the Awesome podcast, episode 6, Conquering the Competence Loop. I go into some more detail there on how you might be able to power through that. But generally, it's this, right? Lots of you are doing, you've heard the term ready, aim, fire. Many of you are doing ready, aim, ready, aim, ready, 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 aim, aim, ready, aim, ready, aim. When really it should be ready, fire, aim, right? Sometimes you just got to get going. You just got to fire it and then you can adjust later. Or as Seth Godin told me one time, you can't improve something that doesn't exist. And there's another famous quote. I don't know who to give credit to for this one, but you can't plow a field by turning it over in your mind. You can't plow a field by turning it over in your mind, right? So a lot of you are thinking about it. You're going through all the analysis, but like you never start. At some point you just have to start. Okay. But the second place you will get stuck once you get started and you're going, right? And I believe in this idea of your passion will push you until your purpose pulls. Passion pushes until purpose pulls, right? So you'll be all excited about it. You'll get into it. And I talk about this in episode, let me make sure I give you the right one. It is episode 4, I think. Episode 4 of Unleash the Awesome. How to master the 4 phases of learning for peak performance. Okay, so as you're learning how to do this new thing, you're going to get stuck in this phase. You're going to be an enthusiastic beginner. You're all excited to go. And then you hit this phase that Ken Blanchard calls the disillusioned learner. Because what happens is you're like, oh, wait, I didn't know how to do this, or I don't know how to do this, or I'm trying to build my shopping cart or my sales funnel or my landing page or get my podcast started. And whoa, this is a little more work than I thought. And that's when a lot of people will be like, I'm not so sure it's worth it. So your passion got you started. You're like, yeah, this is so great. It's going to be so awesome. And Blanchard calls that the enthusiastic beginner. Yeah, here we go. Woo. And then you hit that speed bump. I don't know if this is worth it. I don't know if I want to do this. That's why it's so important that you really get focused on your why before you even get started, right? Simon Sinek talks about this. understanding your why, understand what your purpose for doing this is so that you can power through. Because I guarantee it, you are going to hit the speed bump on the road to progress somewhere. Maybe you'll get started and you'll go for a while and it'll be fine, but you're going to hit something, right? There's a devil at every level. So as you get going, maybe those things are small and you figure it out and it doesn't slow you down or stop you. But then you're going to hit something that is going to stop you in your tracks. And you're going to be this disillusioned learner because you're like, oh, I thought I knew what I was doing. And then you can get stuck in the competence loop again. Well, I'm not so sure I know how to do this. Let's talk about like building sales funnels or shopping cart or getting your thing ready for sale online, right? You get it all ready to go. You have the images, you have everything set. You did the recording of the videos, and then you're trying to set up this funnel or shopping cart, and you're like, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know how to do this. Maybe I should go do some research about it. And then the competence thing, you research a million different things. Is this the right thing? Is this the right thing? You ask people, what are you using? How about this? Maybe I should try this, whatever. And then you never get started. You never get past that point, right? So you could be stuck in a competence loop inside the 4 phases of learning how to do something, right? So you will vacillate back and forth between these things. There are other things at play, but these are the 2 biggest ones. So if you want a deeper dive on how to power through that and then what the other phases are, then again, go listen to episode 4 of Unleash the Awesome, how to master the 4 phases of learning for peak performance. And it'll help you get unstuck. Because I guarantee it, you're going to get stuck in 1 or 2 of these places, if not both. And you'll get stuck multiple times because you encounter these things with each new level. I mentioned before, there's a devil at every level. So as you learn new things and you ascend to a new level, then you're like, oh, wow, I didn't know how to do this, or I need to think about how to do that, or whatever. It happened with me when I started doing Facebook Lives. It happened with me when I started doing a podcast. It started, as you do new things will challenge you. And if you don't understand these 2 things about the competence loop, and then these 4 phases of learning or 4 phases of mastery, if you don't understand those things, then what's going to happen is you're going to get stuck in it and you're not going to be able to do a pattern interrupt to get yourself out. What I do now, because I know these things, I get into them and I go, okay, fine, competence loop. I don't usually have a problem there because I can short circuit that pretty quick and just get going. I'm comfortable now with what I call building the ship as we sail it. Let's just get going. We'll improve it as we go. I'm okay with that. So I usually don't get stuck there, but I do still get stuck in this disillusioned learner phase. And then what I do now is I go, here it is. Okay, disillusioned learner. Let's figure out what's going on. And then sometimes I need to power through and figure out how to do this thing, or what you could do if you have the budget for it is instead of worrying about the how to do it, you can worry about who can help me with this. You can outsource it. You can find somebody on Fiverr. You can find a virtual assistant. You can come check out my digital marketing mentorship group where we got a lot of smart people that can help you with things like Kajabi and ClickFunnels and Samcart and ConvertKit and MailChimp and all that stuff. You might be able to find some people that can help you, right? But you're going to encounter this stuff. So wherever you're watching this now, the links to those episodes and the full podcast will be available for you. I would highly encourage you to listen. I do a much deeper dive on both of these subjects, and I think it will help you power through. And you probably know people in your audience, in your tribe, that need to hear this stuff too. So feel free to share this with them or share the podcast episodes with them as well so that they can listen and they can power through. Because the best thing that you can do, especially if you have people that follow you, is then have success stories for people that you coach or teach or train. And I guarantee that these 2 things, these 2 topics will impact everybody at some time. So if you share this with them and then they know it's coming and then they can power through, they will give you a ton of credit for sharing these powerful learning resources with them. All right. Hope you have an awesome day. Go listen to the podcast.